Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. As the political shenanigans in Rajasthan continue to unfold, the Congress has in fact today released transcripts of what it says are audio proof that horse trading attempts were going on in Rajasthan, and there was a conversation taking place between BJP leaders and Sachin Pilot's camp. That case is parked in the High Court and awaits its next hearing on Tuesday in the coming week. But while all of this is happening, Rahul Gandhi has made a debut with a new video series. He had announced the launch of this video series a few days ago, and he had said that the purpose of this series was to counter what he called a narrative of hate and fake news. Rahul Gandhi's inaugural video is in fact on foreign policy and China, and explores the question of why China would choose to squat on Indian territory at this point. The larger political question, however, remains from the perspective of political imaging, political positioning, and political branding. We have a larger question of how effective this video series is as a political tool. On the program today, we're joined by Pawan Khera, who I think is busy fixing last moment's touch to his to the many Zooms that he has to do in a day. Welcome, Pawan. We're joined by Dilip Cherial, one of our best-known voices when it comes to imaging and positioning, knows everything about branding. Vinod Sharma, veteran journalist and editor. And Advaita Kala, spunky commentator and columnist. Welcome all to the program. I'll start with you, Pawan. For once, I'm not going to debate Gehlot versus Sachin. We've done that for a few days. That's going to play out in the court. You all have released audio tapes and transcripts of what you say is horse trading and proof of that. But against the backdrop of all of this, for Mr. Gandhi to launch his video series, what's the big idea?
First of all, Barkha, I wish you were discussing Rajasthan today. Because
no,
today
we're happy to discuss anything. We're happy to discuss anything you want to. Rajasthan, you can join the dots.
Today, when the role of BJP top leadership stands exposed, I think we should be discussing Rajasthan. But fair enough. That is a part of the problem with the media. I'm not accusing you or your show, Barkha, because I'm generally talking about the overall media. The kind of distractions people resort to in the media today. The pushing away of critical issues from mainstream narrative, and it's a very designed effort under which it gets done. We've been watching it for the last 6 years. We've been discussing it also in our personal conversations about this. So I think it was required for somebody of the stature of Rahul Gandhi to try and bring these critical issues back in the mainstream narrative. Issues of border security, issues of failed foreign policy, issues of failed economic policies, issues of social cohesion within the country. Because every time this government is faced with tough questions, they resort to distractions, diversions, divisions, everything but the real issue. So today, if we say Galwan Valley, where is China today? They'll say, oh, आपको लगता है सेना हमारी झुक गई? We are not questioning the army. We are asking you as a government, have you surrendered any territory to the Chinese? How far in our territory have the Chinese come in? These are critical questions. But the moment you ask these questions, you are labeled as anti-national. And mostly these questions will not be aired because some other issue will crop up. They'll try and distract. Like today, I was waiting that Barkha Dutt will have a discussion on the Rajasthan tapes. I don't know why Barkha Dutt chose not to have a discussion on Rajasthan.
Here's the point, Pawan. Here's the point. Actually, in the morning, as soon as Randeep Surjewala did that press conference, here on our platform, Mojo Story, that press conference was broadcast. It was disseminated. It was shared. I tweeted about it. There's nothing to stop you on this program or any conversation with me to bring up the issues that you think are important. But here's where I think the Congress has started aping the worst of the BJP instead of the best. I find that in the last few days, any attempt to say that the Sachin Pilot situation in Rajasthan reflects a deeper crisis in the Congress, or that second generation leaders are feeling frustrated, has led to mass trolling for people like myself. Who are trolled, as you know, by the right wing frequently, often viciously. I have been trolled in exactly the same way by Congress supporters. So so here's my point. If you want to be like the BJP, isn't the better thing to do to learn how to win more elections than to troll journalists?
believe me, we don't even want to learn that from them because we know how they win elections. We are happy with what we have, and we have won more elections than the BJP can ever dream of, and we'll continue to do that. So we don't have to learn anything from them. As far as trolling is concerned, just to tell you that you are wrong is not trolling. Let's be very clear. Just because the right wing trolls you doesn't mean the normal people like us can't even question you. I mean, that's
So
a very unfair
the right wing is not
demand
trolling,
to make from us. No, we can question you. Anybody. Just
anyone
as you
can
question
anyone.
us, though we
Anyone
are
can question
anyone.
anyone.
Welcome to question.
Anyone
exactly.
can question
So
anyone.
if we are questioning your stand, that look here, not everything can be blamed. Rahul Gandhi can't be blamed for everything that's happening in the party. We're just trying to tell you there are systems in the party, there are mechanisms in the party. There are times when those systems don't work out the way they should. And that's when the central leadership intervenes.
Pawan, before I take this to the others, I just have one question to you. You are disappointed that I didn't call you for a program on the Rajasthan tapes. If the Rajasthan tapes were the headline story for the Congress today, should today have been the day that Rahul Gandhi launched his video series? Do you not want any attention for Rahul Gandhi's video? Do you not want me to talk about Rahul Gandhi?
No, absolutely. Talk about both. And that's what I'm trying to say. Talk about both. There is space in a 24-hour cycle for several issues. But just to constantly attack the Congress party, constantly attack the Gandhi family, the leadership of the Congress, without analyzing the human greed aspect of the Rajasthan tapes, without analyzing where is this generation, why is it so impatient? Why? I mean, there's some leaders.
You're the same generation.
All of you celebrated as.
You're the same
all
generation.
Of you celebrated as.
You're the same generation. This generation talking like
all of us.
elderly man.
So I'm just. Let me finish. So Barkha, there are leaders who all of us celebrated as some kind of custodians of liberal values, and if they are seen interacting, hobnobbing with the BJP, with the devil, I would say here, to sabotage our own government. I mean, I expect Barkha that to expose them also.
Okay, so like I said, there's no bar on you joining the dots between Rahul Gandhi's sort of political positioning, and as a party, you have every right to raise the issues that you have raised in Rajasthan.
Sure, fair.
There's no censorship of this program of you or of any other ideology, and that is what we believe in. Advaita, I want to bring
That's a welcome change. That's very nice.
That's not a change in my case. It might be a change in some of the other channels.
No, in the sense that from our regular shows, yeah.
Okay, Advaita, when you saw Rahul Gandhi's video, you tweeted saying, why don't you get onto a bus? Why don't you go out and meet people? That video coming on a day like today, when the Congress believes it has the BJP on the defensive with those audio tapes. See, Pawan, I am bringing up the audio tapes. Advaita, what do you make of the juxtaposition of the two stories?
Well, I think you said it perfectly. I mean, who would know better than you? You've been covering the breaking news for years. The fact that the videos came out on the same day as what the Congress feels is a very important news break from their end kind of cancels each other out. I think this is cancel culture, which is working against you. Because what has happened now is that everybody's focusing on the tape. You see the narrative on social media, it's the usual kind of mockery of Rahul Gandhi. People are commenting on his hairstyle. A few days ago, the hair was shorter, now the hair is longer, so there's comments on that. So it's gone back into equality, into inanity. And let's be honest, you know, on platforms like social media, those do get traction. Those things are easier to kind of engage with than deeper conversations. And that's the reality of the discourse in the present day.
But what about the content? What about the content? You've spoken about his hair. You've spoken about the fact that the timing.
So everybody.
What about content?
That's the point. The content doesn't register at this point of time, because I think that these debates and these positions for and against about what's happening in China have been going on for about 2 weeks now. And every night on TV, on every channel, you may think it's a loaded debate or whatever, but this is being discussed. So you're not really bringing anything new. You're representing a certain position which is already available to the used. From that perspective, I don't think you're doing anything novel. What I made that comment, which it is, because Barkha, I followed your travel at a time when it was very difficult to get out there, when we didn't know enough about the virus, when there was grave personal risk, there were lockdowns in place, needing all kinds of permissions. You still did it. Now, my someone like Rahul Gandhi who's caught up in the discourse of the day, especially the discourse of the day, not only in politics, but even in Bollywood, which is centered around nepotism and those kind of things. And he's in many ways, to the general public, emblematic of that kind of nepotism. For him, I think the crying need really is to go out there and display the common touch. Whether he has it or not is not for us to judge. We know him at all. But I view him as a public figure. I would like for him to go out there and display the such. In politics, they say a crisis is an opportunity.
So in a way,
a crisis in our lifetime we probably never encounter again. So I'm wondering, why isn't he out there?
yeah, I think that's a fair question. I think you're basically saying if journalists could get out, not all journalists did that either, but if a few journalists could get out, this was Rahul Gandhi's moment to go out and do that. And I'll take that back to Pawan, but I just want to get Dilip and Vinod to come in with interventions. So the point is, we have all of this happening in Rajasthan. It's now in the court. The court has put a date and said, okay, we look at this, Dilip, on Tuesday, right? You have a union minister who's been named by the Congress. But I think Advaita makes an interesting point that our attention is divided. We started the day by talking about these audio tapes. But somewhere in the afternoon, the chatter, and you know the value of chatter, the chatter has shifted to the Rahul Gandhi video. Do you think it was a mistake to release the video on a day when the Congress had such an explosive announcement on the Rajasthan situation?
Okay. The rules of engagement in social media as well as generally in media are three. The first is timing. And I don't think Rahul Gandhi got his timing right in terms of releasing this today. He could have chosen to release it maybe after 8 p.m. or after 9 p.m. That was another option. Okay. The second thing is your tone and tenor. And over there he scores, because there is no doubt that he's come through as someone who is measured and analyzing something, and that goes in his favor. And the third thing is, what is the temperature that you're creating with your content? And I think if one looks at what's trending just now, Rahul Gandhi is back on trending. So the fact is that he's got two things right and he's got timing wrong. In the look that he has chosen for himself, and if one goes by the imagery, this has been announced as part of a series of making current events accessible to more people. To me, it rings a bit like a bit Nehruvian. I know it's not the most popular icon to bring into any conversation given the current system, but I think that he has a discovery of India kind of tone about it. And I'm not sure that everybody would buy his analysis, but for what it's worth, the tone and tenor and the kind of temperature he's been able to build up merely by releasing it has already achieved, I think, part of his purpose. So everyone has logged in
Dilip, to Advaita's point, that's fine. Everyone has taken a look at it, but Advaita's point is that's exactly the problem with the timing, which you seem to agree on, at least the timing part of it.
Yeah.
But on the fact that there is no substitute for going out there. So you have this whole meltdown. You have no conversation between Rahul Gandhi and Sachin Pilot. We know now from Sachin that the sister spoke to Sachin. We still don't know what Rahul Gandhi's official role in the Congress party is, right? He's right now not the Congress president. So when Rahul Gandhi is doing these videos, and Pawan, I want you to also briefly respond to that after Dilip, in what capacity is Rahul Gandhi? Is this private citizen Rahul Gandhi? Is this Congress spokesperson Rahul Gandhi? Is this Congress MP Rahul Gandhi? Is this just Rahul Gandhi looking for, some would say, a change of, a change of mid-career change?
You know, this is the kind of ambiguity which this kind of video also generates. Not having an appropriate, shall I say, platform stroke pedestal has never stopped Rahul from wanting to do what he does. So I think that he is building on that imagery of himself, that he always strikes a path which may not be the most obvious path to take. It may not be the most appropriate path to take, and it's certainly very badly timed a lot of the time. but he has always shown for himself, whether it is going to a Dalit's home for a meal or whether it's going off for a protest somewhere, he does it at a time where he in some senses wants to say, this is what I think is the right time to do this, or this is what I want to do at this point of time. So I agree with you, and I think that a lot more of beating the streets would have been the appropriate imagery, but he works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. So who are we to accuse him of anything? But as I said, the imagery is that of a person who strikes a lonely path in some direction.
Okay, before I get Vinod, Pawan, briefly on that, 2-3 points have been made, and here's why you have to take your original accusation back. We are discussing Rajasthan. In fact, we are asking why you have chosen to muddle the headline space by not keeping it focused entirely on those Rajasthan audio tapes. Because chances were, if that was the only story today, that's what we would be talking about right now. Question 1. Question 2. Why isn't he out there? He met with one group of migrant workers on a pavement near his house. It had the effort. It had the sort of feel of looking very stagey. He could have walked highway after highway as some of us did with these workers. This was a chance for him. Or third, he could have today driven down to Jaipur, stood with his party, made a statement. Here I am, Mr. Gehlot, here I am, or pick up the phone and call Sachin Pilot. He could have done any of these things instead of a video.
As a Congress leader, he can sort of do a video, he can do a blog, he can do a tweet. All of us are allowed to do that. So he doesn't have to have a particular specified role in the Congress organization to be allowed to give a video like this out. So I don't see why there is a question. He went and met some migrant labor. Half of Mr. Modi's cabinet started attacking him. I mean, I'm glad he's not doing this more, because the entire cabinet would be busy attacking him and there will be nobody to govern the country. In the middle of the corona crisis, the entire cabinet was busy attacking Rahul Gandhi in any case. So if he does this, why is he not doing that? If he does that, why is he not doing this? Now you say, why didn't he go to Jaipur? In what capacity? Congress party has a system in place to handle such issues. That system is in play. The observers are already
in what capacity did Priyanka Gandhi call Sachin? If the Congress party has a system, in what part of the system did Priyanka call Sachin?
Everybody is allowed to call anybody. Anybody is allowed to engage with anybody interpersonal. I'm saying, in what capacity should he just go and drive and stand next to his party? I mean, all that sounds bizarre. It's not one of those 10-day-old organizations which has no systems in place, which doesn't have observers already in Jaipur, which doesn't have a coordination committee, which does not have a general secretary in charge, which does not have a general secretary organization who is looking into it. It's in any case in the courts now. Mr. Cherian made an interesting point. He said the timing. Rajasthan is an evolving story. It won't end today. Why should the videos are out there since yesterday? Last evening they came out. Important issue of China can't be ignored just because there's something happening in Rajasthan. China is equally important. Our government is busy protecting China's interests. Our government is busy saving its own image rather than saving the borders of India. So these are important issues which I'm glad Rahul Gandhi is flagging from time to time, and I'm very happy that the video came out today.
Okay, now I'm glad that you say that Rahul Gandhi doesn't have an either or, because as a journalist, I would tell you the same thing. I have done 4 shows on Rajasthan, and I think that if you hadn't released the Rahul Gandhi video, I would not be discussing it. But let's come to the substance and the messaging of the video. And Vinod Sharma, I want to bring you in, Advaita. I know you have a point right after that. Vinod Sharma, in terms of politics, how do we look at this video series? Dilip says it has a Nehruvian discovery of India kind of feel to it. At the moment, some would say politics is altered too fundamentally, too deeply for this kind of sitting on a perch and telling us about your opinion. It doesn't seem necessarily a conversation of equals. It doesn't seem direct. But one Congress leader, I think it was Shashi Tharoor, said if the Prime Minister has Man Ki Baat, this is Jan Ki Baat. How is this Jan Ki Baat?
I think it would be better to say Watan Ki Baat than Jan Ki Baat. Or Man Ki Baat,
Okay.
You see, the point is that in this cacophony of media, where there are so many channels, airways, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is trying to strike a different note. The question to be probed is whether that note is sounding good to the people of this country, or whether they're paying attention to that role. This is, you see, the ecosystem of the social media is very. Somebody just now suggested that he should have got onto a bus, or he should have taken a march along with the migrants, Perhaps Mahatma Gandhi would have done that, Jayaprakash Narayan would have done that, Indira Gandhi would have done that,
Yeah.
But the question is that today, and let us be honest about this, I am so happy that you are back home safely after having reported all that, But I wouldn't have been surprised had you been detained along your way.
But I took the
The case slapped on you.
But I took the chance. But I took the chance.
You did
I
take the
traveled for
chance.
120 days taking that chance. I crossed 13 state borders. 13
I
state
know.
borders.
I'd been
23,000
following that.
kilometers. So
Yes,
Rahul
yes,
Gandhi
I've
could have
been-
taken the chance too, or anybody
No,
else. Why Rahul Gandhi alone?
No, may I say one thing? May I say one thing? Yes, Rahul Gandhi should have done that in order to capture the limelight, the focus on self, to convey a message, not his personality, but the message. But may I ask you a question? It has become very fashionable in a kind of media trends that we have to question the opposition all the way. You see, you have Tejasvi Yadav being questioned in Bihar. You have all the opposition leaders being questioned in Bihar, in Assam. You have the government being questioned, and there being a competition between central government and state government in Delhi. And once the center intervened, it was declared that no situation is under control.
Okay.
Now, it is about conflicting narratives. The central government has got greater wherewithal and instrumentalities to dominate that narrative. And that narrative has been consistently dominated thanks to some friendly years in the media.
Okay.
I'm not leveling any allegation at anyone. But I would say that Rahul Gandhi is good that he's doing this. This is not the only thing that he has to do. First of all, he must alter his de facto status to his de jure status, which he earlier had.
Yeah.
And he should take over responsibility as Congress president if he's inclined towards it. It seems that he's inclined. Otherwise, why is it that there's so much of focus on what Rahul Gandhi is doing in the Congress than anybody else is doing in the Congress?
Okay.
So he's surely the first amongst the equals.
Let me interject.
His challenge is that he has to produce a counter narrative that is as credible as
Exactly.
any opposition party would like it to
Exactly.
be.
That's the point.
And it
And
should be really a counter narrative to the Congress.
I just want to take this to Advaita, but I just want to say to all of you that the other program releasing on this platform today is an interview with a police officer in Manipur who has said that the chief minister of Manipur, Biren Singh, stopped her from bringing a case, 28 crores drug haul, against a BJP-linked drug pin. So as far as I'm concerned, I am fully an equal opportunity offender. My other program questions the BJP. This program questions the Congress. So I'm quite ready to be trolled by both sides. Now, Advaita, you were wanting to make a point, and then I'll take this to Pavan. I think important points made by both Vinod and Dilip. Let's add your bit, and then we'll go to Pavan and Dilip.
Very quickly, I completely agree with Mr. Sharma. What is his narrative? What playbook is he playing by? My point is that I don't want to use the term, but there's a nickname that he has on social media. I don't personally use it, but it gets a lot of currency. I feel that he is constantly reactive. Now, this need to establish himself as some sort of an intellectual is being viewed as a reaction to that nickname, which is widely used. Just feel that someone like him in the position that he is in should really chart his own territory and form his own path. He does not have to be constantly reactive. So I think this image building of Rahul Gandhi, which is done in different ways, kind of diminishes him because we're never moving on from that point. We're just constantly looking at attempts to redefine him. And that is problematic. And secondly, I do think that he needs to take the position that want him to take in his party. That's their personal call. You already have people like Arvind Kejriwal and the AAP swooping in to claim that so-called centrist territory and positioning themselves. So this is an existential issue. And you don't have Rahul Gandhi really engaging with these subjects that least not publicly. So that kind of causes some sort of worry about, is he the man for the job?
Okay. I know Dilip wanted to come in, but Pawan, I think you need to respond to everything you've heard so far. What is the narrative? Okay, even whether you like this video or not, the fact is that this video is not going to change politics. It's neither going to change what's happening in Rajasthan, nor is it going to change what's happening nationally. What is the purpose of this video? I take the point that there's a sense that a lot of the mainstream media is captured. A lot of the mainstream media is propagandist. But what is this alternative narrative? By talking to us about China for 5 minutes, what is the narrative? What is that counter narrative?
As I said, Barkha, there are critical issues that face the country today. 45-year record of unemployment, border safety, foreign policy, which is completely collapsed under Mr. Modi's watch, and so on and so forth. So to say that why is he talking about China? Tomorrow you will say, why is he talking about unemployment? Day after you will say, why are you talking about foreign policy? These are the important issues that the country needs to talk about, that the opposition needs to talk about, that the media needs to talk about, that all of us need to talk about, and the country needs to participate in this kind of a conversation where the issues which popular channels do not want to highlight because they show the failure of this government are quickly wrapped in some Hindu-Muslim debate somewhere. I am participating in a debate today on hijab. No, these are deliberate attempts. I'm not saying those issues are not important, but not as important as unemployment, for example, not as important as border Chinese incursions on our border, for example. So these are issues that need to be brought back. They need to be retrieved from the organized attempt by this government and its ecosystem to obliterate those important issues.
But
so
who
if
is Rahul
the
Gandhi?
opposition won't do it, who else will do it?
I just want to ask you, is Rahul Gandhi speaking on behalf of the Congress party or is he speaking on behalf of himself? I am confused. Who is Rahul Gandhi in the Congress party today? When I say who, I mean...
Sorry, I get very confused listening to your question.
I'll
I mean,
try
Rahul
again.
Gandhi talking
I'll try
on his
again.
own behalf or talking on behalf of the Congress, I would say he's talking on behalf of the country and on behalf of the Congress party and on behalf of himself.
No one
on
can
behalf
talk
of
on
me.
behalf of the country. No, unless...
Why
no
not?
one can talk-
Everybody has a right to. Even
I think
Barkha
Vinod-
has a right to talk on behalf of the country.
I would never claim to talk on behalf of
come on.
anyone but myself. I would
I am
personally...
sorry.
I
The
would
country
personally
has
talk on
these
behalf of
important
nobody but
questions.
myself.
The country has these important
Vinod has a
questions
question for you and then Dilip.
that the government refuses to answer.
Vinod and Dilip. Okay,
different ministries of the government have different answers to these questions. Rahul Gandhi is asking the questions which every Indian has these questions in the mind.
Okay. I wouldn't... Vinod, please go ahead.
There used to be a time, Pawan, and you remember it very clearly, that some of your tallest leaders, weightiest leaders, and accepted and respected for their work and their experience, would appear together at the AICC platform to ask questions of the government. I mean, I remember Pranab Mukherjee's days. Pranab Mukherjee would come, Chidambaram would come. You see, I mean, on an issue like China, for instance, I would have wanted to hear Shashi Tharoor more and Rahul Gandhi. I mean, just to be honest to you, see, there is something called domain expertise. And on these issues, yes, of course, Rahul can also speak. There's no bar on him. But he should be speaking from AICC platform. That video, it should show that he's sitting at AICC and he's recorded there, that this has the weight of your party behind him. Because right now he's a MP from Kerala.
Okay.
So I think that
I need to respond.
The spectacle of the eclectic talent that is available within the Congress party is lacking in these kind of solo efforts.
Okay,
Vinodji, about 11 of our leaders have spoken on China through videos. Mr. Shashi Tharoor, Mr. Pallam Raju, Mr. Bhavar Jitendra Singh, Mr. Kapil Sibal, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I can count all 11 of them if you want. It's your choice. You don't want to listen to Rahul Gandhi's videos. You have other 9 or 10 others also.
You should do it together.
Pallam Raju and Bhavar Jitendra Singh came together also. Several leaders came together and spoke about it. So, Mr. Chidambaram spoke about it. Okay? All of us have spoken about it. Issue is, when Rahul Gandhi speaks, Barkha Dutt hosts a show on it. When Pawan Khera would speak, obviously Barkha Dutt will not host a show.
For you, I'll host 2 shows.
No, I'm
for you, I'll host 2
Barkha
shows.
on at least not talking about China today because Rahul Gandhi hosted a video. So, Mr. Sharma, you will
Pavan,
realize
I went to Ladakh and did
modern
1 minute.
communication is also
Pavan,
this.
firstly, you
There
are
are
mixing me
times
up with Pavan.
when there are times when individuals ride on an issue. There are times when an issue has to ride on an individual.
I must
In this
take-
case, the issues are riding on the individual.
Okay, hang on. I must take objection and point out again that I was in Ladakh for a week doing show after show on China. So I actually, as
You are a
reporter-
journalist. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's your job.
Yeah, that's my job. I
mean,
don't
that's your
need
job.
Rahul Gandhi. to
Why are
make-
you grudging Rahul Gandhi his job?
Because it's not clear to me what
Nobody is
job he's
grudging you,
looking
your
for.
job.
It's not clear
You see,
to me. It's not
Nobody
clear
commented
to me.
on how you were looking when you were doing your job.
Oh, trust me, people comment all the time. Pavan, people, by the way, Pavan, people comment all the time.
Nobody wants to talk
अरे,
about it.
रोज
You should not
होता
talk
है.
about Rahul Gandhi का बाल
Pavan,
कैसे थे, कपड़े
अच्छा,
कैसे
Pavan,
थे.
Pavan.
Advaita, I was shocked.
पवन, अद्वैता can respond to that, but मेरे साथ ये रोज होता है. मैं ये नहीं कह रही होना चाहिए, लेकिन ये रोज होता है. This is the world we live in.
So fair enough. I have no problem. You want
Okay,
to
Dilip.
comment on his hair, comment on his hair. You want
Yeah.
to comment on his
You know, I
accent,
think-
comment on his accent.
Dilip
Fact of
and
the
then
matter is,
Advaita. Dilip and
he
then-
is flagging some important issues.
The other
Okay.
thing
Dilip.
that we have all perhaps we've all missed in discussing various aspects of Rahul Gandhi is that Rahul Gandhi has also brought back the centrality of our poor economic performance in the ease with which China has been able to enter and bully us. So I think this linkage is something that Rahul Gandhi has been building up to because he's had conversations also with economists on the state of the economy. So I think that in some senses, Rahul Gandhi is trying to create a narrative. He hasn't got it yet, but there's no doubt that the search is pretty much in public, in a public forum. The second thing is what Pavan and Vinod mentioned just now is that whether there is coverage or not, the fact that Rahul Gandhi is creating his own self-made image on media of his choice is something that is of advantage. When you were in Ladakh, Barkha, everybody watched because a lot of people, there was a meme also doing the rounds that you had gone further than even the Prime Minister or anybody else had gone. So
yeah, it was sent to me. That's why I was smiling. Yeah.
The fact is that Rahul Gandhi has gone into a subject, into a terrain, and he has steered clear of having to critique or criticize anything to do with defense because he's showing that he stands completely quiet on that, as the nation should at this point in time. By looking at the economy and linking it to his previous talks, which he did not explicitly refer to, he used a lot of the stuff from there. He has brought up one aspect of the fact that we are a sitting duck, as it were, for an aggressive China, which has the upper hand economically.
Okay, we're almost at the end. So quick last comments now. Advaita, you wanted to come in. Yeah.
Very quickly, Barkha, what we're getting is a journalist, what the party needs is a journalist. And I think that's really what's coming across from these videos after videos, hopping from one subject to another with as rightly pointed out, no domain expertise. So of course, it's his call how he wants to project himself. I just think that the whole reinvention of Rahul is getting a little old. And he really has to now focus on being seen out as someone leading a cadre who's really making a difference and has the potential to really be an opposition, which I do agree as any person with democratic values is that we need. And unfortunately, I don't think these make that much of a difference.
I think that's an interesting point, Vinod, that the reinvention of Rahul Gandhi is getting a bit stale. And I think there's some merit in that line. Like how many times is Mr. Gandhi going to reinvent himself?
No, may I say one thing, Martha? Nothing is stale. Even the stalest people have been made to appear very fresh, given the kind of embedded journalism that we are seeing in this country. It is unfortunate. There has to be a level playing field provided by the media platforms, which is not available today. Neither to you nor to me. I can't, for instance, at times I get very envious, to be honest, of these journalists writing for various news portals. The kind of freedom and the kind of flourish with which they can write, that I have the same flourish, but I cannot write that way because I write for a mainstream media. You see, please understand that public discourse in this country has been progressively bastardized at one level, and it has been progressively compromised at another level.
Okay.
There isn't a third level which has to be found by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and it is not going to be an easy task. It is going to be the most difficult task there'll be stumbling blocks. He'll be silenced. He'll be dragged down. You see, if he starts getting traction with the people.
Okay, Dilip, if you want to add 15 seconds there, and I'll let Pawan close this for us. I'm out of time.
I think that, the fact that there is a polarized media is only a reflection of the fact that we also have an extraordinarily polarized policy at this point of time. America and India are showing similar signs of the kind of polarization that has vitiated all space for economic debate or social debate or political debate. And the only answer is to own your platform and to stay on it. You've shown the way. Rahul Gandhi is trying to create that, and that is the direction in which most people will have to head, given the situation where it is.
Okay, so I take the point about the polarized politics. I take the point about the shrinking space for public discourse. But Pawan, the Congress can't become what it claims to oppose. And I think one of the things that has really disheartened me the last few days is the Congress's shrinking capacity to take criticism of its leadership. So just a final word on that, because you can't say that the BJP is built around the cult of Modi. The Congress is not built around the cult of Gandhis, but we won't hear any criticism of them.
Barkha, there is a limit to how much you'll criticize a man and the leadership. Most of us are falling prey to what the BJP wants. The BJP wants it to be all about Gandhi's leadership, Congress. They don't want us to focus on their failures right now. So therefore, it is our duty as opposition to remind journalists today, boss, there is a world outside of the Congress and that world is collapsing. Please focus on that world. And that's what the BJP doesn't want us to do.
Okay.
Number two, Advaita says no domain expertise. Politicians are not meant to have a domain expertise.
No, Vinod made that point first. Vinod made that point first.
They should.
Pawan, I'm addressing. Pawan, you see, this is, what Rahul is doing is more in the nature of public diplomacy. Please understand.
Whether it's bureaucrats.
The MEA itself in the past. You have to explain complex issues in very simple language.
Sir, I think if you've seen the video today, to a layman, it is very clear what is happening on the border and why is it happening. So I think it was very fairly well done. It was brilliantly communicated, and in terms of communication, it was brilliant. Politicians our leaders, I expect my leader to know something of everything. If he's not an expert on one particular stream, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if he doesn't know something of everything, that is a problem. As Dilip rightly said, he engaged with several professionals over the last 2 months to highlight problems in aspects of Corona, whether it was that, whether it was the economy. So that's, he's trying to bring to us what popular media is failing to do that.
Okay, but the politics goes beyond media wars. Media is one part of politics, and I think that's the critical
important part. Yeah.
That's the critical thing to remember. Pawan, we're going to call you back on Tuesday when the High Court delivers its verdict on the disqualification of those MLAs and those tapes. That you have my word for. Advaita, Pawan, Dilip, and Vinod. The pleasure having you. Program. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Thank you.